I mean, the language is the key thing. The language is what's great about Shakespeare, and I guess I've just been reading it. I mean, that's the best thing to do, reading and trying to get your breath around the sentences and the words. And thankfully, Irene has been really fantastic helping all the cast with that.
Doing lots of reading of it, because on the first read you think it means one thing, and then as you read into it, a lot of stuff's got double meaning in it. Looking up online on lots of translated versions, and some versions will tell you one thing, some versions will tell you other things.
Before we started the play, I did a lot. I read it a lot, and you know, the first few times you read it, it's dense, and you kind of get the general kind of outline of the story, and then maybe, you know, the next time you read it or the time after that, things start to, you start to understand some of the images that Shakespeare's making. So I think every time you read it, it just becomes easier. But then even when we've got into the rehearsal room, there's still images or words, or you're like, what is he saying?
It's quite relaxed for something that is actually quite new to me, and you know, Shakespeare for me personally has always been quite a big deal to perform, and to still maintain that kind of relaxed attitude in rehearsals whilst dealing with quite a complicated script and quite complicated characters has been really enjoyable. And also I'm playing a few smaller characters who have a lot of fun in the play, so it's been lovely to kind of do those kind of comedic parts, and it's a comedy, so it's always a lot of fun to rehearse a comedy.
I'm enjoying the fact that I'm getting to watch lots of rehearsal when I'm not actually in it, but also that I've been added into it, so that I can feel like I'm kind of really part of the world. I'm working with everybody to create this world which is fun and quite joyous and quite exciting and quite sexy. So working with everybody else to create this real world that these people really exist in.
It's been lovely in the rehearsal room. We've talked, if we've felt that we don't understand it. It's trying not to be embarrassed about saying, I have no idea what I'm saying. You might understand the emotion behind it, but you don't understand the image, or you don't understand one of the words, what it means. You know, because even simple words can have kind of different meanings back then. So it's you know, I think it's a collaborative effort trying to work out, and as well, everyone discussing that is useful, because then everybody knows where you're going from, at least in the initial stage.
Most directors have come from some kind of performance background, which always is a vast help to an actor, just so that they can understand what your thought process is, and so that we can understand theirs a bit more. And it's nice to have someone who you've gone through shows with be on the other side, so they can kind of empathise with you as an actor more, for all us complicated actors with all our actor problems. But no, it's really nice, yeah, it's lovely.
It's lovely because she's an actor, so she understands how actors think and feel about something. So as a director, she might say something, but then she'll confirm it in a way that an actor would maybe connect with better. So it's lovely to have someone who has the kind of dual ability to do that.
Irene's a very, very clever woman, and that's useful when you're doing Shakespeare, is to have someone who is, as an actor as well, she understands she understands how difficult that can be. So she's just been lovely, and she's very understanding, and she knows what she wants, but she's also not majorly tied to anything. So there's a kind of, it feels really organic, and it feels really like we're all trying to learn what it means and where to go with it. So being directed by her, you know, you trust her, and that's a really important thing to have as well.
It's going to be hilarious. The show is actually just one of the best bits of writing, obviously because it's Shakespeare, but the comedy in it's just delightful.
This one in particular, I think, of Shakespeare's work is fun and romantic, and it has moments of tragedy as well, but it's mischievous. And I think if you've never seen a lot of Shakespeare, this is a good one to get into, because the story is it's interesting, but it's quite open. It's an open story, so there's not loads of scenes where you might be like, I didn't understand any of that language and what really is going on. It's a romance, and it's a kind of rom-com, it's a romantic comedy.
I think out of all his plays, it's one of the most direct, it's one of the simplest in regards from story, even though there's lots of kind of double dealing and stuff. It's a very direct arc. It's about love. It's about what that means. It's about lust. It's about passion. It's about overheating. It's about mistakes. And I think for all those reasons, it still matters. It's still something that people are obsessed with.